bunch of you guys sent me in your posts. You said, hey, will you take a look at these? Tell me what it is that I'm maybe doing right, not doing right. So we're going to go through 3 posts from people that sent their posts in prior. Okay, so view the sample blog post. So this is a sample blog post of a listing. It's a waterfront condo for sale in West Seattle. So I look here, and there's a couple of things, right? I'm going to market my listing, but I want to give them some reasons maybe to potentially reach out to me. Okay, and in marketing our listing, I'm not going to market it from the perspective of like this particular listing. I'm going to market it from the perspective of a listing like mine, right? So if somebody was interested in a waterfront condo for sale in West Seattle, it's more likely they're going to do a search like that than they would like 123 Main Street, right? Or the MLS number. And here's why, or here's why you care. If they know that stuff, they're going to find your listing. Right? If they know the MLS number or the street address, they're going to find your listing. I see a ton of people that do their listings based on, great listing at 123 Main Street. Right? Forget that. Like, focus on what is the listing. In this case, it was a waterfront condo for sale in West Seattle. So as we go back and we look at hers, where to go? What is this? That would be my first question, Teresa. Like, what is your listing? Is it an urban farm in Pflugerville? Like, again, I don't know her market. I know, and she's Keep Austin Weird. Is that what? Keep Austin Weird, right? And Austin's a very unique place in the country, right? The idea of an urban farm in Austin may be like a hot deal, right? Like people might be wanting to get their urban farm, and like she may very well want to be ranking just for urban farm in Pflugerville, right? And so as I come out here, and I'm going to spell this wrong, not urban. I know how to spell that. Blah.
Bob, Teresa just chatted in that it's a home on a large piece of land that, yes, everyone in Austin wants chickens.
Okay, right, and I knew that, right? It's a very earthy place, and uh, here, let's do this. Right, and it makes sense, but like in I don't know, like in Iowa, that people aren't going to search for that because everywhere is a farm, right? What's an urban farm? Or like Seattle, like I don't know that has kind of made its way, right? So create your own urban farm. So she's got urban farm, and here's her Active Rain deal, and then she's got her own blog, right? So she's kind of, dominating for the term urban farm in Pflugerville, very well. That's awesome. Here's what I want her to think about, okay? I want her to think about what happens when this property sells. Like, would she like to continue to be in this position for the phrase urban farm in Pflugerville? Or some other phrase related to this property? You get all the other. She's actually okay because that phrase is very unique, right? And she's ranking for it with all this other stuff in the title. Let me tell you what your title does, though, and this is something that I picked up from an agent that does a lot of Craigslist postings. Now, this one, be careful about like bold um, statements about your listing because they could actually serve to scare people away. What if somebody wanted an urban farm and they wanted to spend $500,000? Like they land here and under 200,000, and then they might just think, like this place doesn't have what I want. This is not the house I want, right? You're giving people a reason to disqualify your listing, right? Like somewhere near the top of this page, and again, think about what it looks like when we land here. Somewhere near the top of this page, you gotta have this in a better way. And what I mean by this is this isn't it. This for me, this isn't it. I actually wanted an urban farm, and we want something. I could go down here and go, oh well, wait, this is 3-bedroom. I needed a 4-bedroom. I'm out of here. I need a place to search. I need a place to find out where the other urban farms are in Pflugerville. Give me that. This is not that. This is a link back to your website, which has no anchor text, which means you're giving Google no context for your own site, right? This should say something like, it's linking to your homepage, so it's not that great, but, I don't know how you would do this exactly. You would come in here and do Pflugerville, some price. If you have like an advanced search, you may even drill down further on this, right? She's basically wanting to set up some kind of parameters, like maybe an urban farm means you have at least 1 acre. I don't know. So she would come in here to Pflugerville and say, here, give me all the houses that are a minimum 1 acre. I don't. This could give us 7 million houses. I know nothing about her market. These 5 properties. So there's only 5 properties that are an acre or bigger. This is that's the link I want to have in this post, where somewhere up here at the top, at least above the fold, right, it says, not the property for you. Find all the urban farms in Pflugerville, right, with a link back to her website. So that's the first thing. Just be careful in your titles. Like, really try to focus on, like, what do I want this thing up there for? And then, do I have things in there that are going to disqualify, that allow people to disqualify my property? Right? And then if they disqualify it, do I give them a pathway to find qualified listings for them? Does that make sense? Okay, so then I go down in here and, okay, so she's got her video. Awesome. Here's what I want her to do. This stinks as a title for your video, right? Make your video reinforce your blog post. Listen, I promise you, if somebody types in 3704 Peach Vista, here, even if you didn't make this the title of this, even if you had this in the description on YouTube, 3704 Peach Vista in Pflugerville, I take it. I'm going to get right back to not knowing how to spell this thing. Like, who's going to show up here no matter what? These guys. And even though she has her, her address in there, her video doesn't show up. So why not make that video work for you? Oh, there it is. I would want, but look at all these other places, right? And this video would probably show up even if we had it here in the description. So get this thing kind of working in conjunction with your blog, right? This should be the title of the video. But it's awesome you got a video in there. That's fantastic. But it's not, like, what's in the video is not reinforcing what the blog post is about. But if this video was about, an urban farm for sale in Pflugerville, if that was the title of this video, that's actually going to help the blog post perform better. All right? Does it make sense that Google would be more likely to return a result that had a video in it that reinforced what our keywords were about? It absolutely does. Okay, it's the top of the hour. If you're still here, bless you, you can leave. Okay, this is my permission for you to step away from your computer. I'm going to finish this post, and then I'll answer a few questions if they have them. So I apologize for going long. This stuff's important, and I don't know, there's a lot here to really look at a post and break it down and see what's, what are you doing that's good, and what are you doing that's maybe not good. Teresa, I want you to think about your formatting. And I'm going to give you a little tip or a secret here. If you're like Teresa and you have this very wide, I'm going to log in as her. I'm actually going to put a finite width on her blog. And so what happens right now is the wider she gets with her stuff, the wider her blog gets. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say customize her AR blog. And even though I'm not going to customize anything on it, I'm going to hit save changes here. And it's actually going to change the width of her blog. And let me see where'd it go. Look how wide her blog post is right now. See how wide it is? I want you to watch how wide it is here in a second. It's a little bit cleaner. It brings it in a little bit more. Okay, now I really want you to think about the formatting here. And so as I go in and I start moving things around, right now the only thing that they see above the fold is this huge image. For me, that's a lot. So what I might consider doing is breaking it down a little bit. And she can, if she's like screaming at me right now, like, how dare you touch my deal? Who do you think you are? Like, I get it. Sorry. I'm doing it anyway. I'm going rogue here. So I'm going to come in here. I actually need to get this. Like, it might make sense to even have. No, I see why she did that there. Please select a date in the future. We're just going public now. Okay, this is a little bit cleaner, right? And you start to kind of eliminate some of that white space, get that good image and text in there so you're really drawing them in. You could probably use some more spacing down here, maybe a header in here that explain the video. A paragraph. What's this video? What is this? Like, you want a tour? Here it is. Like, it just kind of comes out of nowhere, the video does. There's no setup for it. I want you to think about something, and as I go back here and I look at my demo post, one of the things I talked about in this post and when we did this class, and you can actually watch me kind of break this post down, but I talk about talking about the home in general and then taking one specific feature of the home or property and really breaking that feature down. And so as I look here, like, where'd her post go? I'm all over the place. Okay. Teresa, be real with yourself. Does that sell a house? Like, if somebody found this post, like, are you like super proud of that 3 paragraphs as telling the story of living in this house? So if you need a formula to tell the story, like, give me a paragraph that's about the house. Like, there's got to be more. And look, I get it. Some houses that we have in our business and that we're marketing are very mundane, run of the mill, right? 3-bedroom, 2-bath, built in 2001. So appliance and air conditioning units are far newer than those in many homes in the price range. The exterior paint and roof are new within the last year. Okay. Does it have a garage? I don't see that in here anywhere. Like, there's a bunch of, like, what are the energy efficient windows? Does it have carpet? Does it have, like, give me the story about this house, right? And if it's a piece of garbage, like, give me that story, right? You don't want to buy this house unless you're an investor.
Teresa is chatting again that there's not a lot going on. The inside is 100% teal and smells like kimchi.
Can you tell a story around that? Love Asian cuisine? You know, you have to be real about this thing, though, right? Like, people are gonna, like, if you sell them on it, they're gonna show up at the house, right? Tons of potential, fresh coat of paint, and some air fresheners, right, are really going to turn this gem around. I don't know. I get it, but you know, think about think about what how you tell that story. Maybe the story's not the home. Maybe the story's the area, right? Maybe the story's the idea of chickens in your backyard, right? So it doesn't just become one sentence, right? It becomes a whole paragraph that talks about that best feature. And in this case, the best feature of this home may be the fact that you could have chickens in your backyard, right? Keep it weird, Teresa. Keep it weird, but tell a story. That's kind of what I'm getting at. And again, you would, give me that call to action that allows me to find other urban farms. Okay, maybe consider the potential that you're allowing me to to discredit this home based on what you're telling me in that title. Some setup for this video. I would redo the video title. Um, maybe a header down here, like similar to how we have the headers. I'm gonna lose similar to how I have these headers in here to like kind of break things up and let them know what they're going to be reading next.